To my right was stairway C, ahead of me was stairway B, and to my left was stairway A. For whatever reason, it was almost like I got a push on the right shoulder. I went around to the left to stairway A and started down. And I will tell you that nobody has come up with any story of anybody going down stairway C or B like the story I'm about to tell you going down stairway A. I was face to face with a fellow named Bobby Call, C-O-L-L. Bobby and I were just, I said, you know, what are you doing over here? Because I knew where his desk was. And he just said, well, I'd been down a few stairs. I heard the announcement. I came back up, and he was in the middle of that sentence when boom, boom, that double explosion again, and our room just got rocked, just destroyed in a second. And it was for the next 10 seconds after that immediate impact that was the only 10 seconds of the day that I was afraid, terrified, in fact. I got distracted by a banging noise inside the 81st floor, and I strained to listen to what I thought was a voice, and indeed I finally made out a stranger's voice, sort of muffled but screaming at the same time. Help, help, I'm buried. Is anybody there? I can't breathe. Down by the floor, I saw this hand waving up and down, and the person was saying, can you see my hand? Can you see my hand? And when I finally got the light on his hand and shone it down to these eyes that were kind of in a hole in a wall, he was reaching through, waving. And he said, hallelujah, I've been saved. I heaved him up over the wall, and we sort of fell backwards, him on top of me on my back. And he gave me a big kiss, and I said, I'm Brian. And he said, well, I'm Stanley. He said, we'll be brothers for life. And I said, well, I don't have any brothers. I don't have any siblings. I said, we'll be brothers for life. Back to the stairs. Down, 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 Stanley and I went. On the 15th floor, I said to him, hey, slow down, man. You know, I don't want to be coming in on crutches tomorrow, thinking, you know, that we'd be back at our office sort of cleaning up the mess. So we slowed down a bit, got to the plaza level. We looked out into the middle courtyard where the fountain was and so on, and saw this gray, ashen area, normally full of people and flowers and vendors' carts and so on, just an abandoned site. Stared at it for 30 seconds rather in disbelief, and then down an escalator behind us. When we got to the doors underneath would be 4 World Trade Center, the fireman said, hey guys, if you're going to run across Liberty Street here, you've got to go for it. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, there's debris falling from above. I said, should I look up? He said, no, just go for it. And Stanley turned more than 90 degrees around, and he looked back at the South Tower that we just come out of, and he said, you know, I think that building could come down right there. And I said, there's no way. That's a steel structure. That's just draperies and carpets and so on. And I didn't really finish that sentence. And right up at the top, like we were invited to watch, boom, 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 down it started to come. And 8 or 10 seconds later, we all know that the tower collapsed. And it was mystifying. It was surreal. It was impossible. It was a whole bunch of things. It's like this hole in the sky, somewhere I'd worked for 27 years, since 1974, was gone. It just made no sense at all. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of unanswerable questions. Why me? Why not somebody else? Why them? And all of those things. And I have been given a gift. Again, I take no credit for it. I'm just fortunate that I don't have survivor guilt. I don't waste energy on trying to answer those unanswerable questions. And that may sound cold to some people. I can't help that, and I don't want it to sound cold. I'm just being truthful, telling you that's where I am. That's my experience. And so I will say, yes, I feel very fortunate that that's my end result. I'm surprised that it's 10 years. If you're given a certain amount of time on this planet, 10 years is a big chunk of that time, and it hasn't seemed to take long for 10 years to pass.